Good morning, sweet Cancer. As the sun rises gently over your spirit today, you may find yourself standing at the edge of something new, a possibility, a dream, a version of yourself you've quietly longed to become. And yet, you hesitate, not because you don't want it, but because something inside you whispers, "What if I fail? What if it's too late? What if I lose everything I've built?" If this is where your heart is today, caught between longing and fear, between desire and doubt, then this reading was made for you. You are not alone in this space. Cancer is the sign of home, of memory, of emotional depth. You carry the past like a shell, protective, familiar, heavy. But what if that shell is no longer shelter, but a prison? This morning I invite you to sit with me, not to force anything, not to fix everything, but simply to listen deeply, honestly to what your soul already knows. You are ready, not because the fear is gone, but because something inside you is growing louder than fear. Something that says, "I want to live fully. I want to love bravely. I want to begin again." So take a breath with me. Inhale, exhale. Let this be the moment you choose courage, even if your hands still shake. Today's reading will be your mirror, your compass, and your reminder that you don't have to be fearless to begin. You just have to be willing. Are you ready? Let's begin. Our first card of the morning is the Fool, reversed. This is the soul's whisper of wanting to leap forward, but not quite doing it yet. You can feel the change calling your name. A new job, a move, a conversation, a version of you that's freer, bolder, more honest. But something keeps pulling you back. That "what if" voice. That old fear of making a mistake. Cancer, you are deeply intuitive, and that's your power. But sometimes, your beautiful mind replays every risk, every past failure, until fear becomes louder than trust. The Fool reversed is not judging you. It's simply holding up a mirror and asking gently, do you trust yourself enough to begin, even without knowing how it ends? You don't have to be reckless. You don't have to erase your fear. But you do have to ask, am I waiting for perfect safety? Or am I ready to walk with imperfect courage? Because here's the truth. That dream, that desire, it's not random. It's not silly. It's sacred. And it's showing up again because it's time. Take this card as an invitation. To begin again, not blindly, but bravely. To risk not knowing. In exchange for something more honest. Something more alive. Our next card is Six of Cups. A card of nostalgia, memory, and emotional roots. This card brings you home. To the places, people, and emotions that once made you feel safe. It reminds you of the good times, the warm arms, the comfort of the familiar. But it also asks, are you living in memory or moving toward meaning? Cancer, no one honors the past like you do. You remember everything, the smell of a moment, the look in someone's eyes, the exact words that made your heart bloom or break. But memory, while beautiful, can also become a trap. You might be holding on to someone who no longer holds space for your growth. You might be trying to recreate a version of yourself that no longer fits. Six of Cups doesn't ask you to forget. It asks you to forgive, to release, and to thank the past, but to stop living there. Here's a reflection for you this morning. Close your eyes. Picture the version of you from 3 years ago. What would they say if they saw you still stuck in the same loop? Would they be proud? Or would they gently whisper, "It's time to let this go now. We've outgrown it." You're not betraying your past by moving forward. You're honoring it by letting it be a chapter, not the whole story. So take one step today, one thought, one action that belongs to this version of you, not the one who lived in memory. Because the new beginning you crave, it starts the moment you stop trying to rewrite yesterday. Our third card is Nine of Swords, a powerful symbol of inner turmoil, late-night anxiety, and silent suffering. Cancer, you are strong on the outside. Supportive, dependable, always showing up for others with your soft heart and wise spirit. But this card is not about the version of you that the world sees. It's about the version of you that lies awake at 2 a.m., eyes open, heart racing, drowning in thoughts no one else hears. These swords are not literal. They are made of worry, guilt, shame, fear, regret, and sometimes just plain exhaustion. You may be asking, why can't I move on? What if I make the wrong choice? What if I disappoint everyone? 9 of Swords doesn't say your fears are irrational. It says, your mind is doing too much because your heart hasn't been given space to speak. There's something you've been holding in, a truth you haven't dared to name, a feeling you keep pushing down because you're supposed to be fine, but you're not fine. And that's okay, because this morning, we're not pretending. We're not numbing. We're listening gently, bravely to the truth under the noise. Here's your invitation. Take a moment now. Place your hand over your heart. Close your eyes and ask, what have I been afraid to admit to myself? Maybe it's that you're tired. Maybe it's that you're still hurting. Maybe it's that you want something different, but don't know how to ask for it. Whatever the answer is, it's not too much. You're not too much. The 9 of Swords reminds you, what stays hidden controls you. What is brought to light begins to heal. So today, even if you can't fix everything, just speak the truth to yourself. That alone will start the process of release. Because sometimes healing begins not with a breakthrough, but with a whisper that finally gets heard. And now, here comes the fire. Our next card is Ace of Wands, a spark of new energy, creative inspiration, and passionate possibility. Cancer, this is not a slow-burning candle. This is a flash of lightning in your chest, a sudden urge to start, to create, to live louder than your fear. This card shows up when the universe is extending an invitation. Are you ready to begin again? But this time, with your whole heart. Maybe you've been thinking about launching a project, moving to a new place, starting a new relationship, or simply saying yes to something that scares and excites you at the same time. But here's the thing. The ace is not a guarantee. It's an offering, a seed. You still have to say yes. You still have to plant it. You still have to believe it's possible. Cancer, you've been carrying so much emotional weight lately, and this card is like a deep breath that says, it's okay to want more, not because what you have is bad, but because your soul is ready to grow. Ace of Wands asks you this. What would you do today if you weren't afraid? What passion have you been ignoring because life has felt too heavy? What part of you wants to come alive again? Maybe it's time to write again. Maybe it's time to fall in love again. Maybe it's time to dream again. Whatever it is, the moment is here. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to take the first step. Here's a small challenge for today. Write down one thing you've been longing to do, no matter how wild, big or small. Then write the first tiny action you could take toward it today. It could be making a phone call, signing up, or simply saying the words, I'm ready. Because when you say yes to that spark, the universe responds with flame. You've spent enough time waiting for permission. Now, give that permission to yourself. The beginning is already here. All it needs is your yes. As we step into the heart of this morning's message, we leave the cards behind and step into stillness, into spirit, into the quiet place within you where no fear can survive. Close your eyes for a moment. Breathe slowly. Let everything soften, the shoulders, the jaw, the thoughts. And now, listen, because the message is arriving. You are safe to release the weight you were never meant to carry. You are not too late. You are right on time. You are not broken. You are blooming. Cancer, you've spent so long holding space for others, caring, nurturing, protecting. But who holds space for you? Today, Spirit is wrapping you in light and saying, come home to yourself. You do not need to prove anything. You do not need to earn peace. You are worthy of a fresh start, simply because you exist. There's a reason you felt restless. There's a reason the old ways no longer feel like home. It's not that something's wrong, it's that your soul is evolving. And yes, it feels scary, because growth always does. But you are not being asked to leap blindly. You are being asked to trust softly. Trust that you don't need to know every step. Trust that what is meant for you will not pass you by. Trust that every closed door was protection. Trust that every delay was divine timing. Spirit whispers, let go of needing to control. Let go of needing to understand it all. Let go of the fear that says you're not ready. Because the truth is, you were born ready. Even when you're trembling, even when you feel small, even when your heart still aches from things left unsaid, you are being guided. You are being prepared. And most of all, you are being loved. So today, if all you can do is breathe, then breathe with intention. If all you can do is pray, then pray with honesty. If all you can do is take one step, then take that step. Because healing is not a straight line. It's not a checklist. It's a spiral, a rhythm, a returning. And today, you are returning to something sacred, yourself. And now, as we come to the close of this sacred space together, let's pause and honor how far you've come. Today's reading wasn't just about cards. It was about your inner crossroads, that place between the past that felt familiar and the future that's still uncertain, but full of light. We began with the Fool reversed your soul whispering for a new beginning, yet still tangled in fear. Then we touched the soft ache of the Six of Cups, how memory can comfort us or hold us back. We faced the quiet pain of Nine of Swords, the voice of anxiety that lives in the silence. And then, a spark. Ace of Wands, a reminder that something new is trying to be born through you. Finally, Spirit wrapped you in the truth. You don't need to have it all figured out. You just need to say yes. So now, sweet Cancer, what will you do with this day? Will you shrink because fear still lingers? Or will you rise, even with trembling hands? Here's what I know. You don't have to be fearless to move forward. You don't need perfect clarity to begin. You just need one moment of honesty, one breath, one brave yes. So today, try this. Before the world asks anything of you, before the emails, the responsibilities, the roles, take one moment and say out loud, I choose myself. I choose my growth. I choose to begin again. It doesn't have to be loud. It just has to be real. And then, take one small action that matches that choice. Not to prove anything, not to fix everything, but simply to honor the sacred truth within you that says, I was made for more than survival. I was made for joy. Endless. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are not too late. You are right where you need to be, becoming more you than you've ever been. So step gently into today, Cancer. Let the fear walk beside you, but not in front of you. Let your hope lead the way. I'll meet you here again tomorrow. Until then, may your day be clear, your heart be brave, and your path wide open.